Alright, so I managed to do a little bit of cleaning. I haven't touched the bed or the carriage yet, but all this section, tailstock, is all clean. I haven't tried to do anything with the light yet. Got some videos of cleaning just to kind of show you the technique.
Alright, after failing miserably a couple of times with some mineral spirits and WD-40, even using brass brushes, I really couldn't cut through this grease, so I fell back to my old faithful SuperClean. Very similar to Purple Power or Simple Green or any of those other kind of degreasers, except this one actually works extremely well. You can see just spray it on, it melts the grease away. And so this is what you do, just spray it on, let it sit a few seconds, wipe it off. You know, it might take a couple of sprays and you'll eventually get it all clean. And then when that's done, I'll wipe any remaining off of the machine and then just let it air dry. And then here I'm going to take a clean rag and we'll soak it with a little fresh water. And we're just going to wipe off any residue that might remain. And so I'll do this a couple of times just to make sure there's no residue left on the machine. And so once this is all done, let it dry again, and then you'll come back and you'll see that the paint is a little bit oxidized. So that's the downside of SuperClean. It's going to leave an oxidized finish on the paint. And so you can see right here, we're going to take a little Johnson paste wax. So most guys might have this in their shop to coat their table saw tops with, or any other cast iron, keep it from rusting and also keep it slick. So this stuff right here, you can just rub it on like car wax, and it will kind of soak into the oxidized paint, kind of rejuvenate it a little bit, and just let it kind of haze over and come back a few minutes later and buff it. And so right here you'll see the shine start to pop out of this. And it really doesn't take too much effort. I think the time saved using the SuperClean is worth having to wax the machine when I'm done. And so here's a little before shot, and there's after. And then here's the headstock. This is before and after with the waxing. And so for the front of the machine, the front of the headstock, you get all the controls and levers and switches, and you really don't want to have water intrusion in there. And so instead of using the SuperClean, just take some good old-fashioned GoJo. You know, not any of the fancy GoJo with pumice or any of that kind of stuff. This is old-fashioned GoJo in a little can that cost $1. Same kind your grandfather used back in 1952. So just rub it all over the machine. Kind of scrub it around with a toothbrush a little bit and go inside and drink a beer, because it's going to take a little while to work. I would say 15 to 30 minutes, and then you come back out and you start scrubbing it, and you'll notice the GoJo will start to turn kind of a brownish color. And so that means it's doing its job, breaking down some of that oils. And then when I'm done, just take a little WD-40 and spritzing around, just kind of dissolving any GoJo globs that might remain. Take a toothbrush, kind of get up in there, make sure it's all loose. And you know, GoJo does contain water. It also contains some mineral oil and some paraffins and some fragrances and some other things. I'm not 100% sure if it'll promote rust over time, but the good thing about the WD-40 is kind of a water dispersant. So any that might have gotten behind any of those dials or knobs or levers kind of get purged out by the WD-40. So I'm giving a pretty healthy dose. Then right here, just take dry paper towels, wipe everything down, and you don't have to get it super dry. The WD-40 will evaporate after a couple of days. And here's what it looks like after the GoJo scrub and the WD-40 rinse. Just remember, these techniques worked for this part of the project, but they may not be the best for other projects or your project. So choose wisely, and I'll see you next time.